The Absa Cape Epic, the world's most physically grueling and mentally demanding mountain bike stage race, takes riders through rugged terrain, up rocky climbs and down thrilling technical descents. Attracting the world's best professionals and amateurs, finishing the Absa Cape Epic is one of the most coveted achievements in mountain biking. With 100 kilometers and 2,850 meters of climbing, Stage 5 was this year's Queen Stage. After the first challenge on the Silverback Pass, there was more climbing into the upper reaches of the famous A to Z trails, and on the Cannondale Pass, which is a World Heritage Site. The brutal King's Climb, the Land Rover technical terrain and the Helderberg trails finished off this tough stage. On the start line in Oak Valley, the wearers of the yellow jerseys, Cannondale Factory Racing's Manuel Fumich and Henri Cavantini, and their closest rivals, Team Scott SRAM MTB's Nino Schurter and Lars Forster, who are a minute and 13 seconds behind the leaders. A truly challenging day awaited them as they rolled out of Oak Valley. The Queen Stage, a demanding day for the entire field. In the women's race, Annika Langvad and Anna van der Breggen had been in the orange leaders' jerseys since the prologue. The Investec-songo-Specialized team were in full control of the race, with the lead of more than 25 minutes over second place Summit Finn of Candice Lill and Adelheid Morath. Schurter and Forster led the field on the first significant climb after 7 kilometers. They were followed by the cross spur team of Sergio Gutierrez and Andres Chink. Fumich was off the pace behind the leaders and washed out down a sharp right-hander. He was back up and riding quickly, but looked on the limit as he tried to chase back along with PYGA Euro Steel and the Bulls Heroes teams. At the front, Scott SRAM MTB and Cross Spur led together with a lone Andre Frischnecht, and the DSV Scott rider came to the rescue of his teammates as he sacrificed a wheel. Shortly after, Cross took the Dimension Data hotspot, with Beukes and Beukes in second 30 seconds back, and Schurter and Forster 50 seconds behind the leaders. On the descent, the South African PYGA Euro Steel team moved to the front. Schurter and Forster also flew past the Cross team, pushing a relentless pace. The A to Z trails of Grabo and Philip Base set a wicked pace through these flowing single tracks, helping to open up a gap of almost a minute ahead of Fumich and Avancini in the yellow leaders' jerseys. Fumich clearly struggling with the pace. Approaching the Cannondale Pass, PYGA and Scott were still together, Base and Beukes having a storming day, clearly helping their old stablemate Schurter with what could be a race-winning move. Flying through Vergelegen, Scott and PYGA almost 3.5 minutes ahead of the Cannondale team, and Fumich still battling to keep up with his partner Avancini. On the day's big climb, the King's Climb, Lars Forster was powering up the steep dual track, keeping a steady pace. Beukes was struggling to hang on to the back of the group, and the two teams entered the Land Rover technical terrain together. They clearly enjoyed the berm raining blast down the exciting Helderberg Trails single tracks, but Base had a fall, and Schurter and Forster pulled away, with Schurter adding some style with a couple of big tail whips along the way. Shortly after, Lars Forster also had a crash, but was up quickly, and Scott and PYGA were back working together at the front of the race. After a magnificent effort, the South African PYGA Euro Steel with Phil Base and Matthys Beukes crossed the finish line in 4 hours 19 minutes and 29 seconds, only a second ahead of Schurter and Forster for their first stage win since 2015. Drexel Samaka with Ferrara and Poro claimed third, and Fumich and Avancini in fourth place, almost 6.5 minutes behind the stage winners. Base and Beukes celebrated their first stage win of this year's Absa Cape Epic. Nino Schurter and Lars Forster back in the yellow jerseys, more than 5 minutes ahead of Fumich and Avancini. In the women's race, the Investec-songo-Specialized pair of Langvad and van der Breggen and Summit Finn's Lill and Morath were together for the first half of the day. But under van der Breggen punctured and the pair had to stop to change a wheel in the tech zone. Mariske, Strauss and Jennie Stenerhag of Silverback-Fairtree had a good day and were riding in third, before a heavy fall by Strauss on the G-spot trail saw them lose some time. South African Lill and German Morath were smooth and efficient on a brutally hard day and crossed the line to take their first win of the week in 5 hours and 20 minutes, 4 minutes ahead of Langvad and van der Breggen, Strauss and Stenerhag coming home in third. Still defending the orange leaders jersey, Langvad and van der Breggen.